Brothers, yesterday I went out skating for the Emperor. And you might ask, how exactly does one skate for the Emperor? To which I would answer, I don't know any other way to skate, heretic. Let me assure you, brothers, if I wasn't doing it for the Emperor, I wouldn't know how to put my socks on in the morning. But I digress from my point, which is that during my communion with the machine spirit of my skateboard, I achieved a kind of clarity of mind. By the time I was finished, I knew it to a certainty. It's time to discuss the Terminators. The Terminator can be a tough nut to crack for my playstyle. High damage spike builds and weaponry are available even to the humble tactical, my favorite class. But I prefer the classic bolt-based loadout, and my Terminator engagements tend to take a long time, forcing me to focus on survivability. I'm delighted to share with you their routines in this presentation, in the hope that even players favoring high instantaneous damage output may benefit from predicting their behaviors and negating or minimizing incoming damage. Newer players will of course benefit more, and I hope to encourage those brothers yet short on battle honors to stand toe-to-toe with these heavily armored traitors.
Suspect deep scan ready.
Like all enemies, a lone Scarab Occult Terminator presents little threat in Space Marine 2. However, they are a powerful force multiplier in any attacking group. Even when fighting other adversaries, one must stay aware of what the nearby Terminator is up to. If you allow yourself to be distracted, they will happily shred your armor from afar, or charge in to pin you to the ground depending on Terminator variety, of which there are two. There's the Power Sword type and the Soulreaper Cannon variant. Let's begin now with my favorite of the two, the Power Sword Terminator. While his cannon-equipped brother also carries the Khopesh blade, this one swaps the heavy long-range capability for a Stormbolter and an attitude in serious need of adjustment. He is the brawler and prefers to get up close and personal, which makes him quite enjoyable to fight. Once you have his attention, the Power Sword Terminator will attempt to quickly close the distance, traversing the terrain at great speed. He is capable of considerable ranged damage, so be sure to avoid the Stormbolter projectiles. Once close enough, the Terminator will initiate a red charge, which is perhaps the pivotal moment of the engagement. If you fail to dodge in time, brace yourself for a suboptimal experience. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, ow, ow. A regular dodge will allow you to continue defending just as you'd expect, but a perfect dodge is pretty easy to pull off and also the most interesting option. It will, as expected, present you with a gunstrike opportunity, but you would be ill-advised to take it immediately, as the Terminator will fire on you in return in every instance. Instead, you should dodge his incoming shots or perhaps stagger your opponent and then trigger the gunstrike while he attempts to charge again. So to sum up, perfect dodge the initial charge, dodge follow-up shots, and then gunstrike. Following this sequence will allow you to retain all your armor while damaging the enemy. From then, things become simple. Always parry blue and normal attacks. The pro tip, if the Terminator tilts his sword, that's as good as seeing a blue mark. He's coming for you. Strikes always come in pairs and are powerful. They do good damage if they land, and if your first parry is not perfect, the second won't be either, as you will not be given enough time to recover, but you will at least negate incoming damage. He may attempt to charge you again during the brawl, but you do not need to delay your gun strike after a perfect dodge as you did during the initial engagement. Once his opening gambit is spent, proceed to dismantle him, or manage other adversaries as needed while keeping an eye on the Terminator. His durability is his greatest asset in a group, as it allows others to close in and harass you, so concentrate damage on him whenever you are able to do so safely. Brothers, there is momentous, astonishing, spectacular news from the Department of Propaganda. At time of broadcast, the channel subscriber count stands at 186, a tenfold increase on the previous audit period. We are swiftly approaching our goal of 100 trillion subscribers mandated by the Adeptus Administratum. Brothers, you are encouraged to contribute to this ongoing victory in the war of information by subscribing to the channel and pressing the like rune if you enjoy this broadcast. Those of you who do not enjoy it are also requested to press the like rune. Now, back to regular programming. On to the Soulreaper Terminator, an opponent at once dangerous and boring, for he is effectively a mobile turret, foregoing finesse, sophistication, and any sense of playful adventure for a rotary cannon dispensing warp-infused projectiles and an infinite supply of nimble, maneuverable rockets. Let us discuss the rockets first. The Terminator will always fire off 2 volleys unless interrupted. Each volley can split its payload. If you see some heading for a squad mate close to the Terminator, glance up to ensure a few more aren't coming for you as well. Dodge the projectiles as they are about to hit to deny them the ability to change course. There is no dead zone for a missile launch. The Chaos Terminator will happily unleash a volley even when you're right up against him, so be prepared to dodge at any time during the fight. Frankly, this is a behavior I'd love to see the developers change in the future, as it seems a little counterproductive for any combatant. Now for the rotary cannon. The Soulreaper should always be a powerful motivator for a loyalist space marine. Any delay in your reaction may cost you dearly, as it is capable of shredding your armor and health in seconds. You'll need to do something quickly. Naturally, your course of action will depend on your circumstances. If you decide to dodge for cover, try to move perpendicular to the projectile trajectory, which will greatly decrease the Terminator's accuracy. If you choose to close the distance, you may want to use any available explosive equipment to interrupt his fire. As you close in on a firing Soulreaper Terminator, move in a spiral. The closer you get, the harder it will be for him to track you due to his low turn rate. Once in close quarters, he may choose to employ his sword in a manner no more sophisticated than his brawler counterpart, in loudly telegraphed swings, begging to be parried. All in all, the Soulreaper wielding Terminator is extremely simple in his routine. You must focus on avoiding incoming projectiles while outputting as much damage as you can muster, whether at range or close up. Brothers, The Thousand Sons Terminators may not lack style, but run woefully short on versatility, something any son of Gilliman can bring to bear in abundance. It is my hope your increased familiarity with their battle regimen will aid in banishing these pathetic dust puppets in the name of our Gene-Sire and the Holy Emperor of all Terran dominions.
Releasing frag grenade.